Welcome back. Well, as we know, Labor Day weekend is the symbolic end to oceanside, lakeside, and summertime explorations. It's a transition back to urban activities and the lure of the city in the fall. So for today's Corner Table, we visit Gilda, a restaurant that is brand new and may or may not be one of the hot new restaurants in town this fall. See what you think. Gilda is smack in the middle of Manhattan at 12 East 49th Street, and it certainly looks new. The floor is magnificent, and the high ceilings with painted frescoes will be a welcome relief for anyone with a cramped New York apartment. We settled at a table just off the bar. And my guests include Mort West and his lovely wife, Rebecca, Andy Riegel, the TV producer, Michael Cohen, author of the 20-something American Dream, Ishbel Brunette, the chef, Ron Trumpet, personal trainer, Kay Gardella from the Daily News, and Ann Hampton Callaway. Hit a note. The waiters heard Ann. Here comes the antipasta, which included fresh salads, cured beef with goat cheese, prosciutto with figs, and mushroom salads. The kitchen downstairs has a team especially assembled from Italy. For executive chef Roberto Ottini, it's simple.
Italian food, exactly Italian food. Because everybody here in the kitchen is from Italy. So we decided to open the restaurant with specific Italian food.
Meanwhile, at the piano, Ann Hampton Callaway gave us a short scat singing lesson. The lunch we sang for included bow tie pasta with prosciutto and corn, rigatoni with eggplant and bow ties with salmon, Dover sole, swordfish, lamb chops, and grilled sirloin steak. So, did my corner table guests think that Gilda will be the hot new restaurant this fall?
Yes, I think it could catch on. The location is wonderful.
If they can maintain the service, that would be great.
If they can serve 200 people as well as they serve me, I think it's going to be extremely successful. It has a very European, romantic, exciting atmosphere.
The space is lovely, it really is. The food has to be good or it's not going to make it.
Really enjoyed myself and would love to come back again.
And I ate too much, and that tells you the whole story.
Will the banquets at Gilda be packed in the months ahead? We'll see. We will see. Gilda is at 12 East 49th Street. It's open 7 days a week, which includes an Italian breakfast weekdays from 8 a.m. Little expensive. Pasta prices are in the low teens and entrees are in the high teen range. They do plan a late supper menu until 3 a.m. with music and dancing downstairs. So Perry will be open late after the movies. This time of year is generally perfect for dining outdoors at a sidewalk cafe, provided, of course, that your table is not 2 feet away from the bus lane. Atmosphere is crucial when eating outside. So today for our Corner Table restaurant visit, we head to LaGuardia Place in Greenwich Village and the Sidewalk Cafe at Ennio and Michael's Restaurant, where we joined the restaurant's most famous regular customer, Bill Cosby. The cafe is well off the street, and Bill Cosby was sitting in the back, seemingly watching the world go by. The atmosphere has that informal relaxation of Greenwich Village. Is that what Bill Cosby was soaking up? So, why do we find you here on a Saturday afternoon?
These guys can't be beat for congeniality, and they've got a customer list of people who just keep coming and coming. And this is great. Down here, the people don't bother me. It's New York, it's the Village. I can sit out here at night. I can sit out here in the daytime. It's similar to San Francisco. That wonderful feeling I used to get at Enrico's, which is now closed. And I sit, and I can do what I can't ordinarily do, and that is watch people.
The people Bill watched at our corner table included actress Anna Holbrook, Charlene on Another World, food critic John Mariani, and Food and Wine magazine editor Warren Pickover, TV producer Diana Lewis, and the performers Mr. and Mrs. Burnett. Some of our selections included portobello mushrooms, artichoke, clams, rigatoni, and penne with portobello mushroom sauce. The restaurant includes a formal dining room, and everything is watched over by Ennio and Michael. What's the secret of 15 years of success?
We always near the door when they walk in. We treat them very nice.
We keep the place clean.
Right.
We are always here, the two of us.
So what did my corner table guests think?
I think it's just that gutsy, very robust trattoria feeling that you find in Italy and don't find that much in New York.
On a garlic scale of 1 to 10, I give this a high 9.
I like the portobello mushrooms a lot that we had as an appetizer. We came in from Connecticut and really can't stand the city that much. And this is really wonderful.
We're flabbergasted.
3 thumbs up.
And what did Bill think? What do you think's in there?
Well, the Italians are not known for snake.
Actually, what was in there was a wonderful poached salmon. So anyway, Ennio, E-N-N-I-O, and Michael's is located at 539 LaGuardia Place, just south of Washington Square Park. They're open 7 days a week. They feature a very nice $9.95 lunch special. The main courses are between $10 and $14, and the pasta selections are basically under $10. And as I like it, the Sidewalk Cafe is far away from traffic. For today's Corner Table restaurant visit, we go to Culler's, noted for its hospitality in a recent New York Times review. The chef at Culler's, Eric Blauberg, worked for years with David Bouley at Bouley, New York's great 4-star restaurant, and he's on his own now, trying to make healthy, French-influenced American food. Let's go to Culler's at 237 Park Avenue. In the main dining room at Culler's, which overlooks a large private garden, tables are spread comfortably apart and the acoustics are excellent. All of today's Corner Table guests are radio personalities, so I asked them to walk around the restaurant and say hello.
Lisa G, Hot 97, checking out the bar.
Boy Gary from the Howard Stern Show, heard on 90, checking out the men's room.
Champagne from WBLS, making heavenly music on this beautiful harp.
Jim Douglas from Mix 105 WMXV, in the garden, making my own salad.
Harley Carnes from WCBS News Radio 88, alone for the moment in the banquette.
Alice Stockton Rossini, 1010 Wins News, chowing down in the kitchen.
Nice sushi, Allison. Elsewhere in the kitchen, Chef Blauberg oversees a team of 21 cooks. I asked him about his approach.
It's a healthy approach to cooking. We're doing cutting-edge food of the 90s. We're using no butters or creams in any of the sauces.
Our lunch selections included appetizers, organic vegetable terrine, sashimi tuna, lamb and vegetable terrine, and entrees, seared salmon, saffron pasta, and Florida grouper over golden potato puree, and organic chicken with chanterelle mushrooms. During a break, I asked Gary what's on Howard Stern's mind these days.
You know what's on his mind this day? His book.
Howard, I hope it sells as well as these desserts, which range from sorbet to apple tart to creme brulee. So what did the Corner Table radio personalities think?
This was fantastic. It had a mixture of seasoned vegetables in a tub of ravioli noodle.
I had grouper, and when it was on a nice little bed of potatoes, it was outstanding.
Incredible presentation. I was afraid to eat it because it looked so wonderful.
I had a chicken dish where it was a bit naive, but yet it knew so far to go to achieve its, it was really good.
Chocolate souffle, and if you are a chocolate lover, it is death by chocolate.
This white mousse was orgasmic.
Culler's, where you can dine well, keep it healthy, and then have dessert. Well, Culler's is at 237 Park Avenue, which is at 46th Street. Now, here's what I think. I suggest Culler's for pre-theater dining. The food is not heavy, and if the weather cooperates, you can stretch your legs with a nice 10-minute or so walk to Broadway. Culler's is relatively new, and they're just now planning a pre-theater menu. The prices are under $10 for appetizers, but in the 20s for entrees. Now, next week, another theater area picked with Broadway stars at the Corner Table. Well, for our Corner Table this week, we go to a restaurant in the heart of the theater district that for 28 years has been an authentic hangout for people who actually do work and perform on Broadway. The place is Joe Allen's, and the food has improved enormously in recent years as they've evolved from hamburgers and salads to a complete 90s menu. If you're headed toward a Broadway theater, you won't be far from Joe Allen's on West 46th Street. And there's a kind of clubhouse feeling about the place, with photos that trace show business history and a wall of theatrical bombs. And our Corner Table guests include some great performing stars. Exhibit A.
Roy Reams at the Algonquin in the Oak Room with Peter Howard and Jeannie Lehman.
Myrrh Louise, Kiss of the Spider-Woman.
Jonathan Hadari, Nathan Detroit, and Guys and Dolls.
Debbie Shapiro Gravitt at Steve McGraw's through October 22nd.
Anthony Barilli, Cousin Kevin, and Tommy.
Kim Hunter in The Eye of the Beholder.
Harry Groner, Bobby Child, Crazy for You.
Ntozake Shange, Fire Starters, Uber Rep.
In the past, I went to Joe Allen's for atmosphere, not food, but that's changed thanks to Julia Allen Lumia.
Now we're doing regional American cooking, much more fresh vegetables, simple sauces.
Our brunch selections included Eggs Benedict and Caesar salad, steak and eggs, carrot soup, fruit, grilled vegetables, and omelets. Corner table conversation inevitably turned to talk about the business.
It ran, I believe, 2 nights. Thank you. I've been fortunate. 6 major Broadway shows, starting with the original Gypsy with Ethel Merman. The music's like a mantra. People flip out.
I have no bums on the wall here. None of them could afford a poster.
And I asked Kim Hunter about acting with Marlon Brando on stage and screen in Streetcar Named Desire.
He could do wrong things, but he could never be false.
Joe Allen's is the kind of place that allows actors and theater fans to reminisce. But what about the review from our corner table?
I always can see friends around. I always see other actors.
I came to Joe Allen's and I was in the chorus and they treated me like $1 million.
It was the first place I ever had black bean soup.
The chili used to be wonderful. It used to be made with hamburger. Now they've gotten so chic. They do it with shredded beef.
Buffalo wings were very good. They were very tasty and light to the touch. I usually get the Caesar salad here because it's between a show.
In my early days in town, this was the place to come.
Joe Allen's, so far, a 28-year run on Broadway. Well, Joe Allen is at 326 West 46th Street. The appetizers cost between $4 and $7. Main courses between $12 and $19, and the brunch entrees are $11.50. I think that Joe Allen is at its best after the theater, late at night, with a colorful mix of tourists, black-tie diners, and show folks in jeans and sweaters after working. So in terms of clothing, anything goes. Well, all fields of business and artistic endeavors have pioneers, even cooking. In the food world, New York chef Larry Forgione has been a pioneer since the mid-'70s. He's been at the forefront of the American cooking movement, bringing worldwide respect to the merits of American food. And a visit to his restaurant, An American Place, is a culinary treat. An American Place at 2 Park Avenue has an entrance on 32nd Street. It's a high-ceilinged room with soothing mustard-colored walls that showcase art and top food awards. Larry Forgione prepared appetizers that included grilled Maine lobster tails with barbecued lime marinade, baked oysters and sea urchins, house-smoked salmon with potato crisp Napoleon, and grilled shrimps and cilantro corn cakes. I asked Larry, who is 1993 Chef of the Year, helps plan White House dinners, about his approach.
What we try to do is to keep 1 foot in the past, 1 foot in the future. We take a great deal of time to research American food, or I've done that over the years.
And who's at the corner table today? Today's lucky corner table guests include
Anita Gillette,
Bob Lupone.
and we're doing Able-Bodied Seamen at Manhattan Class Company.
Matt Johnson, New York actor. Julian Phillips, armed with an appetite.
Barbara King Phillips.
Mark Simone. And look what I found at the bar. Chef Fishbell Brunette.
How'd I get rid of him?
He'll be busy eating entrees like organic shell steak, pineapple chili braised duck breast, herb roasted free-range chicken, and salmon and soft corn pudding. Larry explained the origin of that.
It's a cedar plank salmon that's inspired from the Northwest Indians.
Dessert was massive strawberry shortcake, ice cream, banana Betty.
All this and a tasty cake, too.
So what did my corner table guests think?
I had some of her dessert. Do you mind?
Some.
I would come back.
I can really understand why Larry Forgione was picked Chef of the Year, because his dishes are so subtle and so complex.
I had some sort of a salmon type of appetizer. It was very good. My problem is just wasn't enough of it.
Maybe I can learn how to prepare it myself so that I can cook it at home.
I had a steak that they said was flown in from Colorado. In fact, the marks on it were not from the grill, but from where the seatbelt was on the plane.
An American Place, a tribute to American cooking. Well, An American Place is a relaxed, no-pressure establishment. The restaurant is at 2 Park Avenue on 32nd Street. Appetizers are priced mostly below $10. Entrees range from $15 to $29. Lunchtime prices are lower. Welcome back. Well, food authorities are constantly anticipating trends in cooking as well as trends in dining out. Pasta has become enormously popular. Salsa is now more popular than ketchup. Some experts are predicting that Indian food, with its exotic spices, vegetarian dishes, and varied textures, may very well be the next trend. So for our corner table restaurant visit, we went Indian in New Jersey. You may be looking for a parking space, but it's unlikely you'd expect to find an Indian restaurant at the Washington Bridge Plaza in Fort Lee, New Jersey. But there it is, Maharani Royal Indian Cuisine. The small entrance belies the hushed and spacious restaurant inside. You can enjoy the sculpture and painting while sampling the Saturday and Sunday Indian brunch buffet, which includes vegetarian delicacies and meat with curry. My corner table guests included Jack Alter, the mayor of Fort Lee, Steve Kang, Korean community leader, Produce Pete and his wife Betty, musician John Lee, and John's son Alex, and my son Trevor, who explained,
"We are going to tell you what kids think about Indian food."
That Indian food included chicken tikka, curried lamb, rice with vegetables, curried vegetables, and bread prepared in the kitchen's clay oven. Owner Daniel John explained his food.
We are serving Southern and Northern Indian food.
And while Trevor headed for seconds, Mayor Alter revealed his unusual debut in politics.
My name was on the ballot, and I didn't even know I was there.
So what did the guests think of their Indian lunch?
Korean food is very, very spicy. But Indian food is not so spicy.
I'm not really used to eating Indian food. This is the second time I've ever had it, and I'd come back.
And I enjoyed myself a lot. And I'm going to have the eggplant parmesan now.
I do know dishes like lamb curry. Some of the other dishes are new to me.
I've toured all throughout India, and I love Indian food. And I'd have to rate this top shelf.
Oh, that bread was great. That bread was great.
Trev?
I thought it was particularly tasty and not spicy for Indian food.
So maybe try some Indian food to put your weekend in focus. Maharani, spelled M-A-H-A-R-A-N-I, is located at the Washington Bridge Plaza just north of the bridge in Fort Lee, New Jersey. The weekend brunch buffet is $8.95. Otherwise, entree specialties range from $6.95 to $15.95. Time will tell if Indian food will become as popular as those nachos that you can buy at the movie theater.